What made you such a big fan in the beginning?
I like his surreal outlook about life.
I think the man dedicated his entire life to art. I think he considered himself an art form.
And in some ways, he's a Renaissance man, but he's a man who, really, the whole surrealism, his whole idea of shocking the art world into rethinking art.
The space elephant was an interesting piece because just again, Dali said that this elephant was somewhere between heaven and earth, and it had the real long legs and the pyramid on, the crystal on its back. It just was a really neat piece, and he used that in a lot of his different works, and so I thought that was a real neat piece to have as well.
Whimsical and futuristic.
And the one thing that I find the most interesting as a collector is that most of the sculptures are also duplicated in other artworks that he has done.
This is her sign of fertility, and then you have two scorpions encroaching upon her fertility, and time is melting away. That speaks a lot to me.
Is that what all the Dali work does? It seems to always have some kind of message behind it that if you look at it.
To someone. It's individual because he has such a vast array of media and subject matter. It speaks to different people different ways. This one happens to speak to me as a mother.
I was fascinated by frightened at times, amazed and astonished by what he was producing, his work. And it stimulated me. He's a surrealist, and I consider myself to be, since I think sort of surrealistically at times, things that don't exist. So I was really stimulated by Dali.
Nancy, Mrs. Bryce, was a famous socialite in the 50s in New York, and she and her husband were good friends with Ian Fleming, the author.
Yeah. I love the fact that we got the floating tree here.
Yeah.
Very Dali.
He always spoofing, always putting people on.
Love the imagery and the artistry that he presents to us. It varies the gamut of life. It's just something to behold.
There's just so many wonderful things that you might go a lifetime and never be able to see unless you were here.
Nancy, this has been phenomenal. The turnout, these people in San Francisco are tremendous, and we're so happy we brought the exhibit here. And I thank you all for coming.
I've been asking all of them what makes Dali so special. You being the expert, you tell us all.
Well, I think it's a celebration not of his birthday, but it's a celebration of his art. I think we really brought some quality, nice things here for collectors and people to see.
So you guys came in all the way from New York for tonight.
Yes, that's right.
Wow, you must be huge fans of Dali.
We are. We own a few pieces. We met Brad of Fine Arts about 2 years ago in the New York exhibit, and didn't realize the sculptures that he had. That's kind of what struck us. We were, visited the Tate Gallery in London, and we're amazed. The multimedia, lobster telephone, and yeah. So we've got a few pieces, and came here to see some more and meet some of the other collectors. So it's a great time.
100 years of Dali, it's a monumentous occasion. It only comes once, and I'm glad I could be part of it.
And as we did more research, we not only found that we thought he was probably the best artist of the 20th century, but we also thought that his buying his works was a great investment.
Well, it's better than the stock market.
Yeah?
It doesn't go down, it just keeps going up.
I mean, Dorothy is who we've been working with. We met her in New York, and she kind of got us into it. And one thing we realized, it's actually, an attainable type of artwork. It's not off the charts. And, working with Bruce and Dorothy, it's been great, yeah.
And what makes it so enjoyable to collect through Bruce?
Oh, Bruce is a wonderful man. He's very knowledgeable. He's very helpful. He's taught me a lot, and just generally an enjoyable man to know.
Do you collect all of your Dali artwork from Bruce?
Yes, absolutely. He's the most reliable source. You always get a second certification, either Deshawn or from Albert Field. Bruce is so reliable. If I get it through Bruce, I have no worry about it.
You know you're getting the real thing.
Absolutely.
You can be assured of one thing: when you buy from Bruce, you're buying authentic Dali works.
Bruce has been great. He really has. He's helped us a lot in which are the best pieces for us to invest in, and we've really enjoyed working with him.
It's amazing what all is involved in this exhibit.
We're happy that we're here. We're thrilled. I think it's a great city, and the facility here is just awesome. Everything's laid out just perfect.
It's pretty awe-inspiring.
Oh yeah, you never miss an opportunity to look at Dali.
Mostly museums they don't like for sale, but they knew that we would probably attract somewhere upward of 40,000 visitors, and it gives a presence to the awareness of this center too. Well, my objective is to really have people in this area enjoy the art on an immense basis and bring the recognition of Dali to this city. And we're just absolutely thrilled that we're here.
It's pretty awesome. Trying to walking around, just looking at this incredible mind through just the artwork that he does. All his different periods and all the different things that must have been going through this man's mind are absolutely amazing.
But what really speaks to me is his style. He had a very unique style, and I can always pick out something in each painting that lets me know it was done by Salvador Dali.
I can't decide, can't find the in-between. He doesn't have an in-between.
Great show, just incredible number of pieces, and they're absolutely beautiful. They're just awe-inspiring.
It's enlightening to see so many works. I'm really fascinated by it all.
I consider this to be an extremely extraordinary exhibit as far as Salvador Dali's works are concerned.
It's beautiful. The exhibit is beautiful. It's definitely thorough, and it's just amazing.
Actually, I met Bruce. I had bought some other Dali pieces that were questionable, and I worked with Bruce, and he's one of the foremost knowledgeable people in the world about Dali, and he helped me and make sure that the pieces that I had were in fact legitimate pieces, and then he introduced me some other pieces, and I purchased those from him.
He and his staff also is very enthusiastic, and they make every effort to make you comfortable with what you're getting.
Well, you have an opportunity if you want to acquire something. Prices start very reasonable, as low as $3,500, go up to $450,000 for an oil painting. But there's affordability on every level, and I would like collectors to take away from this that they can actually see that Dali was a true artistic genius.
Not very many people can say that they have an original Dali piece, so purchasing something here would not be out of the question for me.
I hope that everyone is able to come and view this exhibit. It's fascinating, and the number of items in collection is just incredible.